Hey there, in this video, in this new episode of 360 Entrepreneur TV, I'm gonna talk about the podcasting equipment. I'm gonna talk about the gear you need to start a podcast. And there is so much more to a podcast than just equipment. However, I think that many aspiring podcasters suffer of what Amy Schmidt-Tower of SavvySexySocial.com calls gear-crastination. So they don't start because they feel they don't have the right equipment. And maybe that's you. And if it's you, I'm gonna show you that there is no reason to be waiting. You want to launch your podcast as soon as possible. I'm gonna talk about three different types of tools. I'm gonna talk about tools for the pre-recording phase of your podcast, for the recording phase, and for the post-recording phase. So I'm gonna be showing you the equipment at the computer actually. So let's get started. The first tool I want to show you is called Calendly, and we are at calendly.com. And Calendly is great for, you see here, for scheduling appointments, meetings, interviews, calls, and much more. And the idea is very simple. If you have to schedule an interview, you email the potential guest. Now, if you have a guest, that's not a problem. But think if the guests start to be 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, it's pretty difficult to keep track, and you really risk to clutter your inbox. You really risk that you're sending emails back and forth. So you can use a tool like Calendly, and it's free to sign up. You see here, you just need a Google account. So if you have a Gmail email is good, or you can also log in with Office. So let me take you behind the scenes and I show you how Calendly works. Okay, awesome. So the first time you're actually gonna sign up for Calendly, you're gonna have to create what is called an event type, and it can be a 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, depending on the time you want to make. For example, if you have a podcast that is about 30 minutes, then you want to go for the 30-minute event type, and Calendly is free for the first event type. So if you want to use Calendly only for that, it's perfect, it's free. If you want to use it for other things, I'm gonna show you later the pro plan, how much it costs. I think it's around $8 or $10 per month. Anyways, you sign up, you create an event type, you name it, and you put your availability. So let's say you can do only podcast interviews on Mondays from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. your time. No problem. You just set it up, and once everything is set up, Calendly is gonna create a link, and that's what you're gonna share. So instead of emailing back and forth, you're just gonna say, here's the link to my calendar, you can use that to schedule the interview. So you just share that, and the person is gonna be able to check it, and it's gonna look something like this. So they're gonna see here sometimes available, and the cool thing is that Calendly syncs with Google Calendar. So in case you have something on your calendar that is not gonna be available on your calendar. If someone books an interview for Monday at 1 p.m. and I'm a potential guest, I'm not gonna see Monday at 1 p.m. as a possible time here. So that's great. It syncs automatically with your Google Calendar, so there's no overlapping of things you have to do, of appointments, which is awesome. So as I said, the first event type is free. Let me show you the pro plan, the price of that. Here it is. So it's $8 per month if you pay annually, one-time payment, or $10 a month. And there are additional features here. I'm not gonna go through those. My recommendation is try it out for free and see if the free plan is enough, or if you want to go to premium. So this is calendly.com. When it comes to recording your interviews, the platform I recommend using is Skype, for the fact that it's free. Pretty much everybody has a Skype account, and even though maybe someone doesn't have Skype and they use phone, they want to do a phone interview, you're still gonna be able to use Skype. So I've actually done that. If that's the case, you're gonna have to purchase some Skype credits, but it's very, very cheap. You can even do it like monthly. It's just a few dollars. So Skype, as I said, is free. And then to actually record the Skype conversation, there are two options. If you're on a Mac, there is this tool called eCamm Call Recorder, and you find the links to everything obviously in the description. And you see here, this is, once you install eCamm, is a sort of plugin to Skype. So whenever you're gonna sign into Skype, you're gonna log in, this small interface is gonna appear, and here is where you can set all the parameters, the preferences, and you actually gonna use this to to record interviews. And you can just click a button and there is this red thing that is gonna actually blink, so you know that you're actually recording. So eCamm call recorder for Skype, and you see here $29.95, and it's a one-time purchase. So you buy it once, you can use it, and you can use it to record both audio and video. So in case you're thinking about doing some video interviews or a virtual summit, you can use eCamm if you're on a Mac. If you're on a PC, I'm gonna show you. There is a tool called Pamela for Skype. You see here, it has a free 30-day trial, and it does pretty much the same thing as eCamm call recorder, just for PC. So if you're on a PC, this is what you want to check. And I'm gonna show you because they have different plans, different licenses. You see here below there is one that is free, about 15 euros. This, you see the prices in euros, 25, 40. And so different plans, as I said, 30-day free trial. And this is for PC only. I just want to stress that PC only. And you can just go here to pamela.biz, and then you check your products and you can choose the plan that works best for you. Here there are all the features. So pamela.biz if you're on a PC, otherwise eCamm.com, and then look for eCamm call recorder for Mac. So those are the two tools you're gonna need to record your interviews. Actually it's one, depending of whether you're on a PC or on a Mac. Okay, now to record the podcast, obviously you're also gonna need a mic. You don't want to use the built-in mic in your computer. You want to use something that really is gonna make you sound professional, and it really is gonna sound high quality when people listen to the podcast. So I have two kind of packages to show you, so to speak. The first one is the one that many A-listers and top podcasters use and recommend, like people like Pat Flynn and John Lee Dumas. And you can listen to in case you have no idea how that sounds, you can listen to episode 14 and episode 27. So those are the interviews with Pat Flynn and John Lee Dumas, and you can hear the microphone. And you see here, so this is the model. I'm in amazon.com. This is the model Heil PR40. So that's what you want to check. And there are a couple of different options here. And the price, you see, is pretty expensive. $327 for this option. You have this one and this one for $400, $500, and in this for $400 you have the podcasting arm. You have this shock mount, so you have these few things. So this is the option, and in terms of budget, you have to keep in mind that if you go for this kind of microphone, you also gonna need a mixer that goes with this. So there's gonna be that also as an expense. But this is what they recommend for the kind of high-end gear, so to speak. So this is one, and this is the one I use, and it's crazy because you see here the price now is like $34. When I purchased it over a year ago, I think it was $90 or even $100. And you see it's very little, but it's very powerful and it's very practical, because you see from this image you can close it, you can put it in this small case. It's very, very practical. So it's a very good investment, $34. And there is even this package. So basically for $54 you get the microphone, a pop filter, and the arm to mount the microphone. So 54 or 34. And I quickly want to show you this picture. You see, I took a screenshot of Natalie's Instagram because she had a picture that shows the microphone. So she uses the same microphone, and it's great. I've been really satisfied with it. It's very easy to use, and as you see here is a USB microphone, which means that you just purchase this. There is a cable that you connect to the microphone, you connect it to your computer, and that's it. You're ready to go. So you have two options. In the post that goes along with this video, you see here the link. I've mentioned other alternatives. In this video, I want to keep it simple. So there you have other alternatives for the microphones. Okay, this next tool is the one I recommend for doing two things. If you're recording solo sessions, you can use this. It's called Audacity. It's completely free to use, is open source, and it works with both Mac and PC, which is great. So we are at audacityteam.org. You can download it there. And as I said, this is the software you can use to record the solo sessions or to record the intro and the outro. And it's also the software you're gonna use to do audio editing. So I'm just gonna open the Audacity interface, and you see here now this looks like a mess, but basically when you record an interview with the eCamm call recorder or Pamela for Skype, you're gonna be able to separate or to split the audio track. So you're gonna have your side of the conversation and your guest side of the conversation, which is pretty cool. And then you can zoom in so you see better, and you can do all kinds of things you can think of. Actually, it's a very powerful tool, but you're not even gonna need many of the feature. Like, there is so much you could do, and it's even used by many pros actually, but you can keep it simple. And the main things you're gonna use it for is for doing cleaning. You see here this small signs means that there is some background noise, so you can do that. You can cut parts, you can copy and paste parts. So that's mainly what you're gonna do. So audacityteam.org, completely free to use, highly recommend it. Obviously there are so many other options, but I really want to recommend the one I've been using for years, but because I've actually used it also for other projects before I started podcasting, and for the fact that it works with both Mac and PC. So audacityteam.org. And the second tool is called Auphonic, and basically I use Auphonic after my episode is ready to go. So I use Audacity to do all the editing. I add the intro, the outro, the sponsor, those kind of things. And once the file I think is ready, I use Auphonic. And Auphonic is a tool, a web-based tool that levels up the audio. So if you want to make sure that the volume is good, there isn't any highs and lows, that the person suddenly hears something very loudly, auphonic.com. And I want to show you the plan. You see they have a free plan if you have 2 hours or less of audio in a month. So if you have, let's say, a 10-minute podcast and it's 4 times per month, then you can definitely use the free plan. I'm on this plan actually, so it's $11 or €9 per month. It's very cheap, and using Auphonic is very simple. The only things you have to do, you just sign up for free, then you go to productions, you click new production, and this interface, you can ignore most of the things. You have to do just a couple of things. Here you see choose file. This is where you click and you choose the MP3 file you want to upload here. Then the only things you have to keep in mind are this noise and harm reduction that you want to tick, and then this loudness target, you want to make sure that it's -16 LUFS podcasts and mobile. So that's it. Once you've done this, you just hit start production and then start production once again, and it's gonna start. And once it's finished, you're gonna get an email that informs you of that, and you're also gonna be able simply to download the ready to go file with a click. So auphonic.com, highly recommend it. I use it always just in case, even though I pretty much adjust the levels in Audacity, I want to make sure that everything works okay. So Auphonic is my number one recommendation. Okay, and this is the last tool of the post recording. It's called Libsyn and is the media hosting I use. So you don't want to have actually your MP3 files hosted on your website's web hosting. You want to have a separate one. And you see here below, the podcasting plan starts at $5 per month. So it's very affordable. I think it's the most popular media hosting when it comes to podcasting. Highly recommend it. And I want to quickly show you the plans so you get the idea. Okay, so just like it happened for Auphonic, depending on the storage you need, there are different plans, different prices, and obviously there are more features for the advanced price. So my recommendation is to maybe start with the, if you're not 100% sure, maybe you can start with the $15 the first month, and if you see that it's too much, you can downgrade to this one. And there is also an option that if you use this plan and for some reason is not enough, and you are like throughout the month, you can, there is an option where they give you additional monthly storage for just that 1 month, and you pay something additional. I don't remember. Here you see, okay, it's for these two plans, so it's 10, you pay $10 and you get extra monthly storage. So anyways, don't worry too much about that. If you start with this, you should be fine. I think it's the one I'm on right now. I don't remember if it's this one or this one. There is only one downside of Libsyn, that if you have two podcasts like I have, and let's say both podcasts would fit in this plan, because there is like, let's say 75 and 75, so you would fit here, you can't. You actually have to do two separate plans. So in this case, you would have to be 2 times this one, or try to work with them to give you this and the additional monthly storage difference. Like, they have a pretty good customer service anyway, so don't worry too much about that. Just get started, and this is what you're gonna use to upload every episode, so that then it's gonna be appearing in iTunes and Stitcher. So this is where you're gonna upload all the files, and then this delivers them to iTunes, Stitcher, and all the other places where you have your podcast. All right, so there you had the tools. You see here, this is actually the microphone I use. As you can see, it's very little. If I close it, it stays in the palm of my hand, and it's pretty cool because this is a multi-directional microphone, and there is a button here on the side that I can adjust the levels, and it's pretty cool because I can clip it on my laptop. I showed you the picture from actually Natalie Season, the suitcase entrepreneur who uses this microphone as well. And I just show you with this box. You see, now it's a bit of a stupid example, but you see, if I clip my microphone like this on top of my computer, on top of my laptop, it's pretty practical because I'm sitting in front of my laptop, the mic is here. I can obviously move the inclination. You know, if I'm sitting a little bit below the mic, I can do like this or like this if I'm a very tall person. And it's pretty cool because I could even do an interview and have someone sitting in front of me. So the microphone records both this way, so toward me, but can also record 360 degrees kind of, because you see here this part can be used to record as well. So I highly recommend it. And as I said when I showed you from Amazon, I bought it and it was, I think, about $90. Now it costs you, so for basically $50 you can get the microphone, the arm, and the pop filter, which is a bargain. And this is it for today. I just want to actually share a link with you. I've created a downloadable PDF for this tool so that you can get them there. Just go to 360entrepreneur.net/TV5. Just go there, you'll see a post, and there is a free download. And in that download, actually, during the post, I've also included a bonus. I talk about a couple of apps and tools you can use to record a podcast with your smartphone. Sounds interesting? Cool. And if you enjoyed this episode, click like and make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you are the first to know as soon as a new video is available. All right, thanks for watching.